Today, the long-awaited update to the best IEMs for vocals. This is 2024 edition. We did one of these last year, and what's special about this year is that I'm actually going to change the format. Last year's format was a top 10. This year's format is going to be one per each price category. So under $50, under 100, under 2, under 3, so on and so forth. And being that I'm only picking one IEM and maybe sometimes two IEMs per each category, there's going to be a lot of IEMs that get left out. So if your favorite is not in here, don't worry, it doesn't mean that it's bad. This list is just my personal favorite in each price category. Emphasis on the word personal because this is my list after all. It's my taste, so it's gonna be different from probably a majority of you. And with all that out of the way, let's finally jump into the honorable mentions. Yes, we're not even jumping into the list yet. I have some honorable mentions before the list starts. The first one being last year's previous #1 spot, the Elysian Diva. My version of the Diva is an older model. You can't buy my version right now. They have the new 2023 version, and since I don't own that one and I'm not familiar with that one, it doesn't feel right to put the old version into a top 10 list. So for this year, it's only in the honorable mentions. And another one from Elysian is the Gaia. This one is in the honorable mentions because it is kind of niche. It's very energetic, very upper mid-range and treble heavy. So if you want extra liveliness in your vocals, then the Gaia is a good one. But if you're not looking for that extra bit of potentially fatiguing energy in the treble, then the Gaia might not be for you. Another one, the third one, also a niche pick, is the Twilights. Very warm sounding, rich, and relaxing to listen to. But just like most warmer kind of tuning, it's really not for everyone. And the last of the honorable mentions is the ER2 XR or SE by Etymotic. This one is in the honorable mentions because of the fit. That's it. The sound is fantastic. I think anyone would enjoy this sound, especially vocal lovers, but the fit is just not the most comfortable thing. With that all out of the way now, we can finally jump into the first one in the official list, the under $50 category, the Tangsu 1 coming in at $16. The 1 till this day, under $50 is still my favorite IEM. It is so incredibly cheap, but sounds so incredibly good, especially in the vocals. Vocals come across very full, and the timbre is also rather natural as well. So for the price of literally less than a pizza, you can get some pretty darn good vocals. Under $100 now, we have the Truthears X Clinical Zero Red coming in at $55, missing the under $50 cut by only $5. This IEM is the best starter IEM. If you're new to the hobby, get this one first. It'll set a really good benchmark for everything else that you're going to explore in the hobby. In terms of vocals, it's very natural, both in the tonality and the timbre. Both in the stock configuration and with a 10 ohm impedance adapter, sound great. Under $200 now. Now this is where I broke my own rule. I picked two IEMs for this category because I really cannot decide which one is better. The first option is the Truthears Nova. This is for people who love female vocals, anime soundtracks, K-pop, or if your vocalist that you listen to mainly live in the higher octave. This IEM is fantastic for that. But for male vocals, it doesn't do as well. Here's where the second IEM comes in, the Pula PA02, or alternatively, you can get the Meyer Audio CKLVX. Meyer, please change the name. These two IEMs are basically identical. These two IEM does better in the male vocals department than the Nova, but does a little worse in the female vocal department. Female vocals don't come across as lively as on the Nova, but male vocals sound more natural, has that natural heft and natural warmth to their voice. Under $300 now, we have another new addition to the list. It is the Tansjim Origin, and where do I even start with this one? The vocals are so lively yet natural. It rides the line of being almost too shouty, but never too shouty. It is so well separated from the lower mids, while at the same time not having your typical Harmon tuck that some of you guys don't like out there. The bass and the lower mid range still has its warmth and heft to them, but female vocals still shine. It's incredible. I love the origin. Now we get into the under $500. Now this IEM is from Truthears. The Studio 4, yes, the Studio 4 makes a return in this list from last year. It is just a well-balanced set. The pinna is very safe as well, not too shouty, not too recessed. Male vocals, female vocals both sound really good off of this. The bass as well, even though this is not a bass list, the bass is also rather satisfying too. It's just a really well done set overall, clean but not thin in any way whatsoever. Again, male vocals, female vocals, the timbre, really good. Next, we move on to under $1,000. And here's where I'm gonna break my rule one more time. I have two IEMs picked for this category. The first one being the Moondrop Variations. Yes, you can't talk about vocal IEM without bringing up the variations. The variation is basically the older brother to the Nova. And being that it is an older brother to the Nova, it shares the same pro and con. Female vocals sound wonderful out of the variations. One of the best to do it. Male vocals leave some to be desired. Again, this is where the second IEM comes in, the Oracle Mark I. Oracle has always been one of my favorite mid-range, favorite vocal IEM ever. And every time I pull it out of my collection to listen to it, it melts my brain over and over again. It never fails to do so. And I'm talking about the Oracle Mark I, not Mark II. Mark II is garbage. And finally, we get to the last IEM, the No Limit category. This is the previous year's number 2 spot. It's number 1 now because again, the number 1 got discontinued somewhat. So this IEM, you guys already know it, the Hidition Viento B. This one is just incredible, both in tonality and timbre. It is unrivaled. Both male vocals and female vocals shine incredibly well on this set. Now, if you're going to buy the Hidition Viento B, I do recommend you get a custom, a CIEM, because the treble is less harsh according to the people who own the CIEM version. Mine is the universal version, but I might bite the bullet and actually get myself a CIEM. So maybe I'll sell my universal to one of you guys out there. All right, that is it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for next year's updated list, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out and bye.